Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. So,
Mhm.
is it okay if we kick off with the questions?
Oh, yes, let's do it. Let's dive in.
Okay, great. So, season 8 of The Rookie kicks off with an ambitious episode set in Europe. What was your reaction when you first read the script for the international storyline?
I was like, I'm not going to Prague. No, I'm kidding. No, it was amazing. I mean, like, I couldn't believe that we were sort of like diving in and going international. It's just like it's a beautiful being able to sort of like have these experiences and be able to try. I mean, I didn't get to travel, but I was still happy for my castmates. They got to travel and see Prague, and it's that, and still being part of that team. I don't know. It was awesome, and I was curious to know how everything was going to turn out because it just seemed so like a cinematic, like a movie. I was like reading the script and I'm like, wait, how are we going to tell this story? But they did such a beautiful job. Have you seen the first episode?
I have.
Yes, and I was like, oh my god, like we were all like, just so proud and happy how everything came out. And it's different when you read it versus when you see it, and you're just like everyone. Everyone showed up and everyone, kind of like brought this vision to life, and it's nice to be part of that.
So, I'm glad you mentioned cinematic tone
Yeah.
to well, the new season seems to have a more cinematic tone in general and promises higher stakes. How would you describe the evolution of the show compared to our earlier seasons?
Oh my God. This season, just every season I feel like we kind of like we go higher, we go bigger. But I feel like this one is definitely our biggest season yet. I feel like I was doing things where I was like, oh my God, I'm doing things for the first time. We sort of like break out of a lot of our norms, and we're making new discoveries. We're taking bigger challenges. And, I'm now sort of like, I'm no longer a rookie. So I'm now part of these big, conversations, and, where we're taking on bigger tasks, and just being able to, uh, be part of the team, and sort of like dive into these like bigger cases. It was fun, and also not just from like a visual, but also diving into like our personal growth. I feel like a lot of us are experiencing a lot of like emotional challenges or obstacles, and we do see a lot of more community this season. And yeah, it felt like we were, I don't know, we've all evolved and we've all grown, and I feel like this season we get to see that.
You seem to be one step ahead of me because I was just about to ask you,
No.
um, what is how do you see Celina's personal evolution in this new season?
Celina, I don't know. I feel like for Celina, we do get to see her more confident and trusting, not being afraid of, like, because I feel like her instincts back in the beginning were, she was a bit of a wild card, but I feel like this, she trusts herself more, and I feel like she's also more grounded, and I feel like she's grown. I don't know. There was like, even like when I was reading, just for this whole season, I felt like there was something about her that was just more grown up, and yeah, and it's sort of beautiful to experience and kind of live that with her. I'm growing up with her, and it's just like nice. It's just a lot more groundness this season.
Can you share any of her personal, let's say, professional or personal challenges for this new season?
Oh man, for let's see, without giving any spoilers, no, I feel like for this season, I mean, like right now, oh my God, wait, you've only seen, we get to see her. Let's see. I mean, without even giving too much away, because right now we're like, I think you guys are first episode. Right now we're like episode, I mean, at least airing wise, episode 6. We're like a little different, but no, at least more in the sense of like taking on leads, and, kind of like doing even missions on her own, and having the confidence in doing so. But yeah, our challenges of like maybe making decisions for like even her love life, you know what I mean, like those kind of challenges, we'll see, but who knows. But yeah, it's more, yeah, sort of like going down that route.
So one of the things I really enjoy about the show is it's able to mix different genres. I mean, it's drama, it's action, and it's humor. From your perspective, what makes this blend work so well?
You know, I don't know how they do it, but I feel like they're able to like just puzzle together each genre in one episode. Sometimes you'll have all genres, and I don't know, it's just, they just make it work. And I feel like also the characters too, all of us together, we're all so different. And I feel like we're all sort of like learning, okay, Celina, she's been like, sometimes, I don't know, I feel like we can all together, we all have like different personalities and different things going on in our lives, that it's like, sometimes, we'll see Nolan and Bailey kind of go into more of a horror, but then when they switch back to Celina, there's maybe something a little more uplifting. I feel like they're able to tell that stories because we learn so much about each character, and we all have different personalities, and sometimes we see it in different genres. I don't know how they do it, but it just works.
I'm in my early 40s, so I grew up basically watching Nathan Fillion on TV. So what's it like working with him?
Oh my God, he's amazing. I honestly, he sets, he's not just him being like number one on the call sheet, but he's really truly does set the tone and the energy on set. He is truly amazing. I feel like everyone that visits the set, and also me too, when I came, coming into an established family, and being able to work with Nathan side by side for like the first 2.5 seasons, it's been very rewarding. I sort of get to see how it is to like run, not even run, I don't know how to explain it, but he's just so great. He's kind, and he's awesome, and he treats everyone like lovely, and doesn't matter if you're there for one day or you're guest starring from like, guest starring for longer, he's just very awesome and truly kind.
Beyond Nathan Fillion, the ensemble cast has great chemistry. Yeah. How would you describe the dynamic among among cast members when the camera's off?
Oh my God. I mean, I feel you can kind of see it through our, the videos we shoot on TikTok, it really is. It's funny how, I mean, even seeing Tim, I feel like Tim on screen, he's more serious, but as soon as they called cut, we're like, alrighty, let's do a TikTok, or let's do this, or we're sort of sharing it really is like a nice, it's refreshing, and it's nice to sort of like be able to have that trust and safe space with each other off screen. But it's great. It's such a beautiful community.
So I think that one of the biggest challenges for a show that's been on the air for so long is to keep things fresh, to keep things going. What is it about The Rookie that continues to resonate with audiences after 8 seasons?
I know. I think it would have to be just like telling, our stories, our real life stories, our day-to-day challenges, our struggles. And at the end of the day, it's like, having a community, or having each other, or kind of telling those stories of like, if when real life bleeds into the work, and kind of having to face those challenges is something that happens in real life. I feel like there's times where I see myself in Lopez, or sometimes I see myself in like different pieces of me sometimes, depending on the episode. But just being able to tell those stories, I feel like they're very relatable, and and also entertaining.
So I think you've been playing Celine for a while. Celina. Would you, beyond what you've read in the script for what's coming in this season, is there anything that you feel like you would like to see your character do? Anything that maybe hasn't been investigated into yet?
That I haven't done already?
That you haven't explored?
Oh my God. I will say that this season, I did do something that I didn't even know I wanted to do. And without even giving any spoilers, there is something that I got to experience for the first time in this season where I'm like, I didn't even know I like this, and maybe this is something new and different for me, but I will. But outside of this, for Celina, outside of work, something that I guess I haven't, I would have to say, gosh, I don't know. We do dive into Celina's world a little bit more, and a little bit more of kind of like her emotion, her love life a little bit, something I did not know I wanted to explore, but we do get to sort of see a little bit more of that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're doing a really good job in just sort of tearing down the layers for Celina.
Well, okay, that was my last question. Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you.